Grace, elegance, style, opulent gardens, sumptuous decor, resplendent objects d'art.
This isn't any ordinary estate.
This 36-room mansion, filled with one-of-a-kind treasures, features 13 acres of beautiful gardens.
And all of it here because of a fortune made from breakfast cereal and frozen food.
This home is truly one of a kind. In fact, it isn't just a house, it's a museum to royalty. A maximalist menagerie that houses a collection of meticulously crafted fine arts, from Fabergé eggs to a chair used by Marie Antoinette herself. It goes by the name of Hillwood, and once you step inside, you'll feel like you're in a grand palace right here in the USA.
It's no wonder, because its owner, Marjorie Merriweather Post,
was one of the wealthiest businesswomen in America, and a big fan of old world royalty.
The 25 acres that surround Hillwood are park-like.
Everywhere you turn, there's immaculate landscaping inspired by Marjorie's many travels and interests. There's the French Parterre, the Lunar Lawn, the Rose Garden, the Four Seasons Overlook, Friendship Walk, a web of woodland paths, and a Japanese-style garden.
And that's just the outside.
When guests arrived at Hillwood, they'd be escorted by hosts through the motor court and into the mansion. Walking through the front door into this massive 2-story entry hall gives a preview of the previous owner's 2 favorite things: fine art from 1700s France and 1800s Russia. That portrait over the staircase, that's Russia's Catherine the Great, showing off the tools of the trade.
To really understand this place, you need to know about Marjorie.
Born on March 15, 1887, she was the only child of Charles and Ella Post. Her father, formerly a farm machinery salesman, found his true calling in health food, namely breakfast cereals and a coffee substitute made of wheat and bran.
These early products helped launch the Postum Company and build a sizable family fortune in the process.
Charles Post was a wise man and saw the potential in young Marjorie. By 10 years old, she was already accompanying him to board meetings. He nurtured her enterprising habits and would often quiz her on what she'd heard and explain the business decisions he'd made. He also encouraged her early interest in collecting. She got her start with souvenir sterling silver teaspoons. But it wasn't all silver spoons in the lap of luxury. Mr. Post instilled in his daughter the importance of philanthropy.
He believed you have a duty to use your wealth to help others. And she did, generously, and often anonymously.
But make no mistake, Marjorie loved her silver spoons and collections of all sorts. Everywhere you look, her love for grandiosity is on full display at Hillwood.
A collector of all things, Marjorie married the first of her 4 husbands when she was 18 years old.
And when her father passed away in 1914, she inherited the family business, becoming one of the richest heiresses in America. By 1929, she had a second husband and big plans. They worked together to transform the company by strategically merging with a number of frozen food businesses to create the General Foods Corporation.
Some people just know how to be wealthy. And there's no doubt Marjorie certainly did. Donate a ton and collect antiques.
It was 1950 when Marjorie bought Hillwood and moved her stuff in. And boy, did she have lots of stuff. Those silver spoons had given way to Russian fine art and royal heirlooms. As a business-savvy, supremely wealthy collector, Marjorie quickly furnished Hillwood with her many collections and passions.
So, why the Russian art? That's husband number 3.
Her interest developed during her marriage to the United States ambassador to the Soviet Union. During this chapter of her life, she not only fell in love with Russian fine art, but also perfected her talent for diplomacy as a gracious and lavish hostess. Post's ultimate vision for Hillwood was always for it to become a museum for her collections, so it only makes sense that she had these built-in display cases installed while the home was being renovated in 1955. Then, there's the icon room.
The room epitomizes the maximalist sensibilities of the time. Everything is ornate and nearly priceless. And of course, she had Fabergé eggs.
The midnight blue 12 monogram Easter egg and pink Catherine the Great Easter egg. Both were gifts from Russia's last Tsar, Nicholas II, to his mother.
Let's head to France, shall we? And to the drawing room.
Check out this piece with a confirmed link to the cake-loving queen, Marie Antoinette. This gilt wood and leather chair was commissioned for her to be pampered by her personal hair and makeup crew.
Make your way upstairs to the sleeping quarters and you'll encounter more of Marjorie's collections.
Inside her bedroom suite, it's very Marjorie. Can you guess what color she loved? And each guest room on the second floor is distinctly different in style and decor, with one thing in common. They're very comfortable.
There's a bit of a British flair in here.
Thanks to a cozy second floor library and a convenient snooze room for afternoon naps, when you're entertaining like Marjorie, you're gonna need that pre-party recharge. And speaking of entertaining, Hillwood was built for it. Post, a lifelong entertainer, hosted weekly functions at her estate, including square dancing. She did it all here in the pavilion. Out went the furniture, and on went the rubber shoe caps for your heels.
You don't want to scuff the antique English wood floors. Who raised you?
When the pavilion wasn't hosting a hoedown, it could be turned into a movie theater, showing new releases from an old-school projector located on the balcony. It is a home as grandiose and full of life as its owner. Walking these halls, Hillwood feels alive with Marjorie's memory.
The businesswoman entertained here for decades, well into old age, until she passed in 1973 at 86 years old. She'll always be remembered for her zest for life and her 3 simple rules.
The first, food is served 15 minutes after the bell. The second, participate or don't. Do whatever you like. And the last, but certainly not least, if there's anything you want and you don't ask for it, it's your own fault.
It's time to start asking.
Ready to find your own home that can fit all of your collections? Head over to Rocket Mortgage to see what you qualify for.
There's a bit of an English flair in here.
It's cute.